Hello, noble ones, and welcome to Metatron's Academy. So I found a video and it's titled, check this out, How Learning 7+ Languages Ruined My English. Now I can relate because I did mostly study 7 languages. I'm not fluent in all of them, of course, but maybe I'm fluent in 4. I kind of define fluent, am I right? I want to know how these languages, first of all, I want to know what these languages are when it comes to Elise. You'll find a link in the description and pinned comment, by the way. Check her out and subscribe. But also, how did it ruin her English? I'm curious. I'm really curious. So without further ado, the floor is yours.
Since 50 years, people don't care about this anymore. You can't do that. Since 50 years, people don't care about this anymore. You can't do that.
That sounds very romance.
So I made a list of all the weird things that I say in English now after learning so many languages, and I just wanted to... I feel like I need to tell somebody this. Also, hello. If you don't know me, my name's Elise, and I am learning Spanish, French, German, Portuguese, ASL, Turkish, Italian, and Farsi. And
now I'm happy.
Several of those I have learned to a good level, but you know what that does to your brain? Terrible things. Terrible things. I am a native English speaker from the US, theoretically. Now I think that's debatable, but yeah, I feel like I have started to say a lot of things in English that are just not natural. They're technically mistakes. I don't think they impede understanding. I do want to just preface this by saying that they're all pretty cosmetic mistakes, I feel like. You're still going to understand what I'm trying to communicate to you, but I sound weird. A bit unnatural now, and that's because I'm taking things from all my different languages. There's different ways that different languages phrase things, and then I bring that back into my native language.
Totally. So this has happened to me as well, mostly with Japanese and with English. I think these are the two languages that have mostly influenced the way I speak Italian. Not that much, though. It only happens occasionally. Let's see how often it happens to her.
Let's talk about it. I have my list here. Okay, so the first thing is the way that I use the verb
oh my
take.
Gosh.
I use it wrong. For one, I have started to say taking breakfast, I need to take breakfast, or we're going to take breakfast instead
Yeah, that sounds a little weird in English, doesn't it?
of have breakfast. I think it's a Romance languages thing, because Spanish, for example.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm glad she's going to give Spanish as an example. Would I say take breakfast in Italian? No. But I would say take a coffee or take anything really in the context of food as well. So that's probably where she's getting it from, if I had to guess. Italian being my native language as well as Sicilian for context.
You say tomar café to say
There we go.
to have coffee. I think also in Italian they say prendere un caffè.
That is correct, and she pronounced it very nicely, in fact. Prendere un caffè. Sì, sì.
So my brain has associated consuming with the word take.
Yeah.
Tomar, prendere. So now I say take breakfast or take a coffee. I do say that sometimes. Also, taking a decision. This is also a Romance language thing. Spanish and French, at least, I know they say take a decision, tomar una decisión, prendre une décision. And so now...
Okay, let me add Italian. Prendere una decisione. She's absolutely right. We do say to take a decision rather than to make a decision. Yeah, prendere. Another one like that is to take something for granted. In Italian, we say give something for granted. Dare per scontato. Did you notice that I had to pause? I'm going to let that one in, the pause. I'll leave it in during editing because I actually want you to notice that. I had to tell myself, wait, how do I say it in Italian? Dare per scontato. So I say to give. So in English is to take. Because otherwise I forget it. I don't know which one it is.
Now there are many decisions to be taken. I kind of feel like take works better for take a decision.
I agree.
Because what is a decision? It's a stance. And we say take a stance, right?
Well, you can say make a stance.
I don't know. Food for thought. Oh, so this next one's interesting. I've started to make things countable that are not countable.
Yeah.
So, the concept of countable and uncountable nouns in languages, it's like you have $5, right? Dollars is countable, but money is not countable.
You have 5 monies.
You have money. You say, I have a lot of money. You don't say, I have a lot of monies. So with that same logic, I will, be making breakfast for me and my boyfriend on the weekend, and I'll say something like, how many breads do you want? Instead of how many slices of bread. The slices are countable. The breads are not.
Yeah, sure. You know what's interesting? There are some words that really depend. Of course, she's absolutely right. I mean, she's native. But I do want to underline. Normally, you would say, let's look at the word armor. I use this word a lot, and I read a lot of papers about it in the historical context. Normally, you would say, I have 3 sets of armor. You wouldn't say, I have 3 armors. But even though the latter might sound incorrect to a native English speaker, the reality is that the plural version, so the countable version, armor, armors, is actually not incorrect. And if you read a lot of professional papers in the academic space, you will notice that it is actually pluralized that way. 3 armors, for instance, rather than 3 sets of armor. Even though in common language, everyday language, 3 sets of armor just sounds more correct and natural.
Or broccolis. I've started to say, like, instead of pieces of broccoli, I will refer to it as there's a couple of broccolis left if you want them. I don't know what to make of that. I feel like the lighting's really it's like harsh. Let me figure this out. Okay.
Yeah, usually it's better if you're filming outside, either 6 in the morning or 6 in the evening would be my suggestion.
We can just kind of
for soft light.
This next one, someone commented on one of my videos recently that I said this, and I did not even realize that I said it. And I guess that's just how normalized this is in my brain, saying, how is it called, or how is this called, instead of what is it called. In English, you're supposed to say, what is it called? And it's because in the majority of the languages that I speak, you say, how is it called? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Y s'appelle cómo? Wie heißt das? So it's always wie, ¿cómo, which all means...
Same in Italian, come si chiama, come ti chiami. If I were to ask someone, what's your name? I'm actually asking, how do you call yourself, really? That's the translation of come ti chiami.
How. So it's just natural. Yeah, I'm kind of also like, I think it sounds better. I feel like English, we should have taught that. But
Appreciate
no, I guess we won't. Okay, so this next one is fun. It's like crazy how one-to-one I am taking this from German. It's the word since in English. I misuse this word so much. So the word since in English, it can only be used for fixed points in the past, like since 1981 or since my birthday, or, you know, since World War II. But I recently misused it in a way that was really funny to me. I was talking about like how women are a lot more liberated nowadays and people don't care so much about how women dress. Debatable. But anyways.
Depending on the country, I'd add.
I said, since 50 years, people don't care about this anymore.
I understand. Yeah, that doesn't work because 50 years is a length of time. So maybe you could say it has been... No. How would you say it in English? I know what she's trying to say. Da 50 anni. In Italian, I would say from. So since works kind of similarly. Da 50 anni. What was the sentence again? Since 50 years, people don't care about this anymore. Man, how would I say that in correct English? I'm struggling with it. It's been, you could say it's been 50 years since people stopped caring about that. I guess that would be one way to still use since in a sentence like that and make it sound, I don't know if it's natural, but no, you would have to say like since 1950 or since 1970, people don't care about this anymore. But then again, since and anymore together sound weird as well. People don't care about this anymore, and it's been 50 years, perhaps. I don't know.
You can't do that.
No.
So I know the word that I was looking for in English is for, because you would say people haven't cared about this for 50 years.
Fine,
and I know that I'm like getting this one-to-one from German because of the word seit. This word, it can function like since in English. You can say like seit 2000, since 2000. But it also works in the meaning of for. So like you can say, ich lebe seit einem Jahr in Berlin. I've been living in Berlin for 1 year. So then my brain takes that back into English and I think, since 1 year I've been doing this. Or since 50 years people haven't been doing it. But that's not...
I would do the same in Italian. Vivo a Berlino or vivo a Roma dal 2000. So yeah, I can do that in Italian with a sort of since/from.
That's not right. You can't use since to... quantify time in that way. Now, I've also started saying, this is a new one, I'll advise you. I'll advise you instead of I'll let you know. I know that I'm just taking this like one-to-one from Spanish, te aviso, because avisar, to let someone know, looks like to advise.
Not Italian though, not in Italian. That's fascinating. In Italian, I would say ti do un consiglio. I'll give you a counsel or an advice. They also say advice is the worst vice though.
Which is to give someone advice. No, they're not the same thing. Another thing, I think this is maybe like, it's not really a mistake I make, it's just something that I don't say as much in English anymore that is really natural. You know how in English we use the word get for everything, like you get money, to receive. Or
phrasal verb, I think once I counted it has more than 70 applications, a lot of which are not even related. Let's see which ones she's gonna give.
Or lots of money examples in this video. Or like when you arrive somewhere, you say, we got there at like 10 o'clock or something.
Exactly. So get money is like obtain. get a driving license. So in that, I think that's the basic meaning of get, is to obtain. But then, of course, if you say get over it, right, or get away with it, you won't get away with it. It means you won't face the repercussions of the action. Or maybe you could say, like, I don't deserve to just get by, meaning get by in that case is like reach the end of the month financially. Like, get is crazy. Get down, get on the plane, get on the bus, get in the car.
I don't use got in the sense of like arriving a lot anymore. I feel like I always say when we arrived in Germany, or when we came to Germany. Like, it sounds a bit more formal. Like, in every day you would just say, yeah, and you know, when we got to Germany, everything changed, or something like that. You would say got. But because in German and also Spanish, you use the verb arrive a lot more, like als ich angekommen bin, or cuando llegué en Alemania. Yeah, you use the word arrive more.
I wish you used more Italian, because I like the way she sounds.
So I take that back into English, and I use got less and I use arrive more. So yeah, I sound super. When we arrived, sir.
You know, that's what my wife tells me. Every time she asks me, how do you say this in Italian? And then I translate it for her. And then we look at the meaning of each word. She always tells me, man, if I actually said that exactly that way in English, it would make me sound so formal. My wife tells me that all the time.
Also, these drunk, seemingly drunk German guys just pulled up with a big ass radio. So if you hear them in the background, don't mind them. They're just, you know, taking up space. Anyways, so my last point, using the word feel wrong. So in every other language I speak, pretty much, to say you feel a certain way, like you feel tired, you feel sad, whatever, you say I feel myself. You make it reflexive. So I feel myself sleepy. Me siento cansada, je me sens fatiguée. You can also say je suis fatiguée, estoy cansada. But
she sounds really good in every language she speaks, so I have to give her that. Mi sento stanco, I would say in Italian.
But you know what I mean. Ich fühle mich. So yeah, I've started to say I feel myself sleepy and stuff like that. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Am I complaining? A little bit. You know, I feel like, yes, this was my deal with the devil to make. Like, yes, you get to be so cool, hot, and sexy and learn a billion languages, but you have to sound like a robot in English sometimes. So I'm willing to make that deal. English is such a malleable language, I find. Like, it's used throughout the entire world. It's the lingua franca. It's learned in international schools. Like, there's so many different kinds of English, and there's so many ways that English can be. So, wow, that sounded really poetic out of nowhere, but you know what I mean. Like, it's already such a smorgasbord of so many other languages. Like,
I did not know that word. What? Smorgasbord. Never heard of it. A wide range of something. Oh, like a veritable cornucopia. I'm going to be formal then, if that's what you want. Anyways, I agree with her. But then again, the fact that malleable, sure. But then again, the idea of there are so many different types of English. Yeah, but that's kind of the same. I mean, Italy, you change a city and people will sound completely different, never mind the region. But sure.
Smorgasbord, that's from like what? Icelandic? Swedish? So there are no rules, baby. F it. I also wouldn't characterize my, like, the weird ways that I speak English. I think it's not just these little cutesy mistakes everywhere. It's also like, sometimes I genuinely have trouble finding my thoughts and like organizing my thoughts in English. Finding words for things is also really difficult sometimes. And so yeah, it's not just like a list of mistakes. It's also just like maybe I feel like I have a weaker grasp on my target language. My native language. Ooh, Freudian slip. Because on the street and media, everything I see, billboards, whatever, it's all in German now that I live abroad. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if something similar has happened to you, if you feel like you've
Totally. And it's funny when it happens to me with because of Mandarin or Japanese, it gets insane sometimes. But in general, I agree. Very cool video. Appreciate that. What was her name again? Elise. Elise. There you go. I made her name even fancier. It's a nice name, Elise. Elise da Vega. All right. Nice to meet you. Guys, don't forget to go subscribe, and thank you for joining Metatron's Academy. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to check out my Patreon page. With as little as a $5 support, you can help us ensure that we can continue to produce high quality and high researched content. And at the same time, you get access to polls, extra videos, unlisted streams, and much more. Thank you so much.